So I'd like to introduce you to Stuart Sikes. He's the president of Parks Associates, and he's responsible for providing Parks Associates clients with a business relationship that complements their strategic marketing activities. And so with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Susan, for that nice introduction. Thank you all for being here. This is a good opportunity following up the excellent presentation by Don Jones on new technologies. Parks Associates, as Susan says, is a market research firm. We're focused on what we call the digital living space. So we look at technologies that impact consumers. And several years ago, we began to track technologies and trends that affect consumers with regards to healthcare. The first thing, of course, one thinks about when we talk about consumer technology for healthcare are some of the devices or the emergence of devices like Don just showed us. But really, that information that all those devices are collecting has to be stored somewhere and accessed in order to be useful and powerful. So the title of this panel is The Revolution Begins. So the first question might be, well, what revolution is that? And what is revolutionary? So I think the revolution that we're referring to clearly is consumers being in charge of healthcare decisions, in charge of their information, their choices, or their ability to shop for services based upon that information. As we look at this transformation, there are a lot of components, a lot of really big pieces that have to occur. Number one, digitizing the information. As we all know, when we go to our doctor's offices, there's still the racks and racks of the color tab manila folders. So getting all that digitized, of course, is one big part of it. Centralizing that data. In whose repository will all of this data exist? Will it be many that are somehow linked, or is there one master place where my information resides? And thirdly, one which I do want to touch on today with our panel, is monetizing. What, of course, are the financial, what's the infrastructure and the flow of money to make these things happen? So in our panel, I've asked our panelists to talk about the current state of electronic health records, but in particular, these two companies are involved with PHR, or personal health records. And we'll talk a little bit about what the difference is. You probably are very aware of this, but one is driven essentially by health providers, and the other is driven by you and me, choosing to put information about ourselves into a repository. So I've asked them, number one, to give us the state of this trend or this new lifestyle change. Secondly, I've asked them to talk about what are the trends, what are the factors that are going to change, accelerate, and also are inhibitors to this process, this evolution. And before we conclude the panel, which of course we're going to ask you to, or invite you to ask questions, but we want to ask our panelists, what opportunities for the rest of us, those of us that sit in the audience, how do we participate in this phenomenon as well? What are the missing pieces that the technology and information and health providers can contribute to help make this dream a reality? So I've asked first Missy Krasner from Google to start off and give us a quick presentation, followed by Bert Van Hook from Microsoft. Missy?